My name is Rodley, and today I'm playing the game called Warhammer 40k SoulStorm. It's a pretty old game, but nonetheless, 1,000 players currently playing it in it. One of the top Warhammer games of all time. You can see it by the current players as well, and it took a great part of my childhood. It was an unforgettable experience, and I quite exciting to show and share with you the skirmish mode of this pretty awesome game. Another thing, I already played some matches, so I'm not as rusty as I could be, and let's jump into it. So I spent like half an hour in order to register an intro. I'm playing with Necrons, my so far favorite race because of the lore, aesthetics, and the way they are like play the mechanics this race uses. Because as you probably don't know, hope you do though, this game has more or less 9 factions, and oh wait, wrong unit. And each of them has its own unique mechanic, and it's quite awesome. Necrons are the race of robot machines, robots. The robots made of living metal. I won't go inside of it too much. And the things they obviously they depend on energy. In this case, electricity, I suppose, power resource, whatever it's called. This is in classic RTS, same as, for example, Age of Mythology or, for example, Age of Empires. You're probably aware of those two. This game is actually one of the few Warhammer 40k games that is classic RTS. Not all of them are, I'm afraid. For example, the second part of this game isn't a classic RTS. It's more of a XCOM tactical semi-strategy. And it's fine, it has a bunch of fans, but this is quite my favorite. I think I should use melee weapon on these dudes, they are more powerful in the melee combat. The second squad is already on the route. I have ordered an attack. I start my very push on from the very beginning. I forgot to increase the difficulty. I tried to play with the medium one at first, but I realized pretty soon that I'm not as bad as I thought I was. And the great news is I chose this game, let's start with this, because it's the very complete experience, like the fun experience you can get from the Dawn War 1 series. And it's actually one of the first one I played. So great, I already have few generators. I think it will satisfy me pretty well. They can, as you can see, they can't really stay their early push with this race. I'm using up the hero, and as you can see, this little premise. This very race has its own mechanics, and the consequence one of the main resource is changed, and you can see it up there. Called time balance, and you can read description down there if you're interested. Normally it will say influence, it's one of the main resources you have in this game. Necrons doesn't have it, so it quite changes the whole idea, whole way of playing this race. Completely different from that point of perspective. And then you shoot people, different classes, different buildings, you can build upgrades, etc, etc. For example, you see this unit is free to build. All I need to do is free population cap. In order to expand it, it has its own mechanic in that too. I watched a few videos about this Warhammer, and a lot of people suggested normally a mode called the mode called Ultimate Apocalypse. It's quite an awesome mode, and what it does, one of these bunch of function, is an ability to zoom out your gameplay, your screen, because this state of game, the default vanilla, you can zoom in pretty much, and you can zoom out a lot. So, quite strange when you have a pretty big monitor, and back in the past it was working just great. Another interesting thing, a curiosity about this strategy, it's one of the few RTS that I am aware of, has the moral mechanic. Quite interesting. I'm not sure how it works. The think no is all units have it, most of them. For example, some of Necrons I think don't, since they are robots and doesn't make much sense to have moral for a robot. But normally all humanoid living things have moral, and with with certain circumstances this moral goes down and decreases the efficiency of units with the low moral. Interesting mechanic, theoretically. Practically, I haven't used it that much. I mean, there are units that can lower it down. You have units that have increased quantity of moral. I'm no expert in RTS genre, but still, it's quite an awesome thing to play it. Strategies, I mean. Even if the genre is dying at the moment, maybe at a certain point we have a renaissance. At the moment, not that much. Last big RTS game was Dawn of War 3, and it would seem it was quite effective. And I won. This is it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video even a little bit, feel free to support it by any means. Will be a like, a comment, or even a subscription. Anyway, thank you for joining me here today, and see you in the next one. Totally out.